Hey guys, as you all know, the country has erupted in protest over the last week, and we have to speak out. Because to stay silent is to stay complicit in systematic racism that, because of our white privilege, we don't suffer from.
So today we aren't releasing a regular episode. Instead, we'll be participating in the podcast Blackout initiated by the podcast Cult 45 as a tribute to those murdered by police. The violence perpetrated against Black and Indigenous people of color, especially by police officers, is something no one should condone or accept.
There are officers who genuinely try to help, like Officer Crystal Smith in Florida, who called out another fellow officer, Stephen Pohorence, when he knocked down a protester who was kneeling peacefully at a protest. Or Louisville Metro Police Officer Christian Lewis, who recently posted on Facebook about how he was close to one of the most recent victims of murder by police, David McAtee. He joined the police after being motivated by the killing of Philando Castile because he wants to help make change and usher in a new era of policing.
But the police as an institution, not just individually, are corrupt, racist, and in need of reform. And nothing will change unless we as a people make change. Because Black lives matter. Full stop. To say anything else would be a cop-out to insert ourselves into the narrative, and it's not about us. It's about the people in this country who are negatively affected every day in so many aspects of their lives because of the color of their skin.
If you're white, please listen to people of color when they tell you that they're being treated unjustly. If you want to help out but don't know how, there are so many ways. You can protest, donate, sign petitions, vote, educate yourself, share the facts on social media, recognize your privilege, and call out racism when you see it. We will be sharing links to resources on our social media that we hope you'll take full advantage of.
Now we're going to read a list that's been provided by the Cult 45 podcast with some names added. Also, we do apologize if we mispronounce any names. And I just want to point out, this list doesn't even come close to all of the Black lives lost at the hands of police. Nevertheless, Eric Garner,
John Crawford III,
Michael Brown,
Ezell Ford,
Dante Parker,
Michelle Cosso,
Laquan McDonald,
Tanisha Anderson,
Akai Gurley,
Tamir Rice,
Romaine Brisbane,
Jerame Reed,
Matthew Edgebade,
Frank Smart,
Natasha McKenna,
Tony Robinson,
Anthony Hill,
Maya Hall,
Philip White,
Eric Harris,
Walter Scott,
William Chapman II,
Alexia Christian,
Brendan Glenn,
Victor Manuel LaRosa,
Jonathan Sanders,
Freddie Blue,
Joseph Mann,
Salvador Ellswood,
Sandra Bland,
Albert Joseph Davis,
Darius Stewart,
Billy Ray Davis,
Samuel Dubose,
Michael Sabby,
Brian Keith Day,
Christian Taylor,
Troy Robinson,
Assams Pharaoh Manley,
Felix Kumi,
Keith Harrison McLeod,
Junior Prosper,
Lamontes Jones,
Patterson Brown,
Dominic Hutchinson,
Anthony Ashford,
Michael Lee Marshall,
Jamar Clark,
Richard Perkins,
Nathaniel Harris Pickett,
Benny Lee Tignor,
Miguel Espinal,
Michael Knoll,
Kevin Matthews,
Betty Jones,
Quintonio Legrier,
Keith Childress Jr.,
Janet Wilson,
Randy Nelson,
Antrone Scott,
Wendell Celestine,
David Joseph,
Kaylin Rockmore,
Deshaun Robinson,
Kevin Hicks,
Mary Truxillo,
DeMarcus Seymour,
Willie Tillman,
Terrell Thomas,
Sylville Smith,
Alton Sterling,
Philando Castile,
Terrence Crutcher,
Paul O'Neill,
Alteria Woods,
Jordan Edwards,
Aaron Bailey,
Ronell Foster,
Stephen Clark,
Antoine Rose II,
Bothan Heen,
Pamela Turner,
Dominique Clayton,
Tatiana Jefferson,
Christopher Whitfield,
Christopher McCorvey,
Eric Reason,
Michael Lorenzo Dean,
Trayvon Martin,
Breonna Taylor,
Ahmaud Arbery,
George Floyd,
David McAtee,
Tony McDade,
James Scurlock,